Hi guys, what is going on? It's Dynasty1900 here, and today I'm going to be showing you a hopefully simple tutorial on how to get the electric bow into Eisendrache. So all you're going to need for this tutorial is the original bow, but other than that we can jump straight into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is head straight up to the death ray, where there's going to be a sort of weather vane with a dragon sort of thing on top of it. All you're going to need to do to start this bow quest is shoot the top of this. Once you've done this, some arrowheads will pop out of the wall below, and you quite simply just need to pick these up. So once you've picked them up, you now have the challenge of lighting 3 bonfires around the map. So one of them is really easy, the first one. It doesn't take too much practice. The first time you try it, may take a couple of practice, especially for the second one. But you need to just run over to this wall over here and shoot the first bonfire. This one's not too bad to do, and the second one, which we're going to be heading to now, is probably the most difficult. I recommend coming down to this wall, aiming up just slightly above the spotlights in the distance, and then shooting. As you can see, I do actually miss it on my first arrow, but on my second arrow I hit it first time. So I'm going to aim slightly above the spotlights, going to shoot with a fully drawn back bow, and as you can see, I light the second bonfire. So now the third bonfire, you're actually going to want to head down to the rocket test launch, and this one's not too difficult really. What I recommend is actually hitting in between these two sort of pillars that hold the rocket up, and just shooting slightly above the actual bonfire itself. So once you've had these 3 things done, you now need to head to the anti-gravity room. So once you're in the anti-gravity room, you are going to need to run along wind symbols on the wall. So it's pretty much a pretty easy way to do it. If you just start where this sort of eye is on the wall, then you'll run straight across the wind symbols in the order I'm showing. So you do not need to worry about actually jumping across walls, as actually use this technique where I start there, and you will not be knocked off any of the walls. So as you can see, I've activated anti-gravity. We're going to jump on, and we've run across our first one. We are now just coming up to our second. We're all running around the wall, and we'll come across our third. We're going to carry us around this corner, where we'll come across our fourth. And then the final one, you just got to make sure you don't fall off the wall in case it runs out of like actual wall sprint. And as you will see, we will run across it. So you'll actually get a little notification in the top left and a noise once you have completed this. Now you can move on to the next step. So the next step, you need to fill up 3 separate electricity urns. One of them is actually inside of the bell tower, as you can see straight in here. So all you need to do with these is actually kill zombies around it, and they will collect souls, much like the swords in Shadows of Evil. So once you've killed enough zombies, you'll see that the actual urn will stop collecting souls, and this pretty much means that you are ready to move on to the next one. As I'll show you here, I'm going to kill a zombie, and it is not going to drop any souls. So this pretty much notifies you that you are ready to move on to the next one. So the next urn is actually down right by a wonder sphere in this corner here. So this one's probably the easiest because the zombies come straight from in front of you, and you'll be able to pick them off pretty easily. So as you can see, I'm just filling up the souls here. So the very last one, you're actually going to need to head back down to the rocket test pad, and it will come by the back, right near the box spawn. And this one's not too difficult to do, but I recommend doing this one on quite a low round if possible, because they can end up spawning you from behind. So once you've actually filled up every single one of these urns, you're going to want to charge your bow next to the actual urn itself. As you'll see, it will sort of get an electrical charge. What you're going to do then is walk over to the nearest bonfire. For the rocket test pad, it is obviously the one over here. You want to shoot this with the charged bow. So as you'll see, the fire will now become a fire and electricity fire, and that pretty much means you have nearly completed your bow. So what you're going to do now is go over and do exactly the same things to both of the other bonfires. This one's not too bad, it only took me 1 attempt, but the last one is very, very difficult in my opinion. It's probably definitely the hardest thing to do about this bow. You're going to want to charge it, come to this window here, line up your shot. This took me several tries. Line up your shot out this window so you don't have to walk as far charging it, and as you'll see, you will eventually hit the last bonfire. So once you've done this, you have pretty much completed your bow. All you need to do now is head back up to the death ray, hold X on the blue like glowing mist, and as you'll see, your part will rise up back into the weather vane. Shoot the weather vane again, and it will pretty much drop down your arrow. You need to make sure you shoot it at the base rather than the top as it did there, and then it will drop you down your blue arrow. So once you've collected this, all you need to do is head back down to the anti-gravity room, place it on sort of the pedestal or chest, and it will give you a max ammo, which is quite nice. Now all you need to do is actually kill zombies around this chest, and it will fill it up again with souls. So once you have filled this bow up with souls, all you need to do is give it your original bow, and it will actually upgrade it straight away into your electric bow. So this is pretty simple to do, just hold X on it, and as you will see, it will be lifted up, there'll be a light coming out of it, you just got to wait a few seconds, and then you will be able to pick your bow up again. So then once you've done that, congratulations guys, you have got your upgraded electric bow. So this thing is probably the most overpowered bow if you're going to do the camping in the Wonder Sphere technique. As you can see, the charge shot absolutely shreds through zombies. So if this tutorial did help you in any way guys, then please drop a like, but other than that, I will see you in the next video.